how to shampoo your hair properly when you're dealing with hair loss or scalp conditions. Hi, my name is William Gaunitz. I'm a fellow with the World Trichology Society, and I've been helping people regrow hair as a certified trichologist for over 21 years. I end up asking my clients all the time, how frequently do you wash your hair? When you're dealing with hair loss and you're dealing with scalp conditions, you have typically an excessive amount of bacteria, fungus, oil, parasites living on your scalp, and because of that, the less you shampoo, the more those things end up flaring up. Oftentimes people will end up changing the way they shampoo. They're just gonna kind of gently move it around on their scalp and they're gonna be very ginger, but that can typically lead to additional hair loss because when you're shampooing correctly, the way that I'm about to show you, you're gonna end up kicking out all of the dead hairs that are going to fall out anyway. You're gonna end up cleaning the surface of the scalp so that you have a overall clean, healthy environment for proper hair growth. You're also going to exfoliate the scalp. So if you're using a topical scalp serum, you can end up putting that on your scalp and getting the best penetration possible. You should be shampooing when you're dealing with scalp conditions and hair loss, typically every 48 hours or every 24 hours, which is my recommended option. And when you're doing that, you should be shampooing essentially like this. So when you're shampooing, you're going to get about a quarter size of shampoo. You're gonna get that onto your hair and scalp, and you're going to want to put that onto the overall hair, lather it up, take the pads of your fingers and scrub the surface of the scalp all the way down to the nape of the neck and back to the front, and let that sit for about 30 seconds to a minute. And the reason for that and then why you're scrubbing with the pads of your fingers is there are things, again, like fungus, particularly parasites, the Demodex parasite, which will feed off of the individual hair follicle, and their little tails basically are sticking outside the individual hair follicle themselves. And when you are able to manually manipulate that and remove them physically with the pads of your fingers, you will end up really exposing the rim of the hair follicle so that you can get more shampoo into the hair follicle on the next pass of shampoo. So that was the number one, first shampoo that you do, and then after about a minute on your scalp, you're gonna lean back, rinse, and then you're gonna shampoo a second time. When you shampoo a second time, you're gonna do exactly the same thing. Take the pads of your fingers, go all the way down to the nape of the neck, all the way back to the front, and you're gonna let that sit again for about a minute, maybe a minute and a half, a little bit longer this time. Now that you've removed all of the debris around the hair follicle and you are getting the shampoo essentially inside or the rim of the hair follicle, you're gonna have a much better medicinal action from the shampooing, and you'll have a much better opportunity to get anything into the hair follicle if you're applying something additionally. When you get rid of all of that oil, debris, fungus, bacteria buildup on the scalp, you end up having a very clean environment so your hair can actually grow normally and healthy. And if you get more oil being extruded from the scalp, it'll have a place to go. It'll end up being able to be pushed out onto the surface of the scalp. So when you comb your hair, you'll end up being able to move that healthy sebum throughout the scalp more efficiently. So now that you've shampooed twice, you're gonna use something like the Scalp Therapy Conditioner by Advanced Trichology to hydrate and protect the scalp. And it's going to basically be like a moisturizer following a toner or a cleanser, and it's gonna rehydrate the scalp and help build the immune state of the scalp. So go ahead and get about a quarter size of conditioner, get that onto your hair. Obviously, if your hair is longer, you're gonna need more of it, and then scrub the actual conditioner into the scalp, down to the nape of the neck, back to the front, and let that sit for typically about 2 minutes. But if you've got longer hair, you're gonna want that conditioner to penetrate into the hair shaft itself and provide condition. If you are a female with very long hair, use this on your scalp and then use a longer chemical base on the length of your hair, because when you do that, you ultimately end up conditioning the length of the dead hair, and this is going to condition the scalp. Obviously, you're going to want to shampoo once, shampoo twice, then condition. You will then apply a topical scalp serum directly to the scalp after you've gotten out of the shower and let your hair at least towel dry, and then you can massage that in, and that is going to have the best penetration possible because you've shampooed properly, you've cleansed your scalp, you've decreased inflammation, and you've removed microbials, and you now have the greatest opportunity for growth. Check out this other video. If you've got questions, put them in the comments. I'm happy to help in any way.